Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Mostly gentlemen. I'm Pronago. This is Zerg Expansion. Except, this is actually... Wait for it. Wait for it. Ugh, an editor review. So this is something I'm going to be doing from now on. I'm going to start by picking up where I left off in the previous episode. We're going to go through the first two maps. But I feel like this is going to be helpful for me because I'll be able to focus all of my in-game commentary on the game. What I'm feeling in the moment, how I'm reacting to certain things, and what I want to do, what my next move is, all that stuff. And beyond that, after we finish the map, I'll be able to go open the map and provide some critique, provide some analysis, and basically be a little bit more cogent and complete with my thoughts. So that was the introduction to what an editor review will be. We'll be doing these for all maps immediately after playing them in the future. It was an idea that came to me last night as I was going to bed, which is why we didn't do it yesterday. So here we go. This is the first mission. A Stinging Blow. Nice name. So immediately, the player starts off in a corner. Now, generally speaking, something that you're going to hear me talk about a lot in all of these editor reviews where I go through and look at the map in the editor and critique it based on level design mostly, and also obviously pre-placed junk that you see everywhere. The problem with starting players off in corners is that there's very limited angles of attack, unless you have air units or transports, which you don't typically have in the early stages of any game. And so because of that, the player doesn't really get conditioned to watch those areas, and they also no longer have the option to attack other areas. One of the things that I always try to do in all of my maps, and something that was admittedly missing from a lot of my content up until maybe the last few months or so, early stages 2020, late stages 2019, is the idea that I'm going to be designing all parts of my map to be exploited by human players, because that will give me some understanding of what kind of strategies might work out when I'm designing the AI in the future for that particular map. As well as, of course, being more fun in general, especially if you're making a melee map or a co-op map or a map with multiple human players in it. You want that aspect in it anyway. So I want the human players to be modifying their behavior in the same way that I would in theory be modifying the AI behavior. I wanted them to be able to modify their behavior in such a way that promotes that sort of gameplay. In this particular case, the Zerg can only attack us from this particular position. It's one of the most damning aspects of Blizzard shipping the game without north-facing ramps, so that you don't have the ability to have a base that's like this, but then, put a ramp over here or something. I really don't understand why it happened. So that's how it happened, though. That being said, you could still work around this with a little bit more clever level design than what Zeus showed us in the first mission. It's very clear to me anyway, that this first mission here was more or less filler, which is not what you ever want your first mission to be, but most people consider the first mission a nice, introductory light breeze of a mission, where the difficulty is really not going to be that hard, and you're not going to be put in a position where you have to, backtrack or reload or really do anything that would be bad in some capacity, or would be perceived as too difficult, or would be perceived as too out there and advanced. That tends to be what you see in the first missions of all of these campaigns. But we don't need a tutorial, and we don't need a hand-holding session. We've played the game for quite a while, and if we can't beat a map, even if it's the first map, because of legitimate reasons, because of how poorly we played, or how well the enemies played, how poorly we relative to our enemies played, that is a legitimate reason to obviously have to lose, right? So most of the time that never happens. Most of the time it's always due to bullshit or just grind, which to me is the same thing. And we'll talk about that in a second. But that's one of those things that you really would like to have the ability to have, or the necessity to cover multiple angles, to protect yourself from multiple areas of the map, and to in theory have to actually do a land grab, risk something. When I played this map, I just got some Hydras, cleared out all these pre-placed sunken colonies, which, again, why are they there? How are they there? There's no Basilisks in this. This isn't Hydra. They didn't borrow some Basilisk and build some Sunkens. So how did those Sunkens even get there? Nobody even asks this basic question. It completely breaks the immersion as soon as you think about it, because they were just pre-placed by the editor. And Blizzard did this too, yeah, but you shouldn't be aiming for Blizzard quality anyway. You should be aiming way above that. So, bearing that in mind, all of the pre-placed junk immediately breaks our suspension of disbelief, but in a different way. Because if the AI has all of this stuff and just A-moved us at the beginning of the map, we would immediately die. It's not like the purple AI and the orange AI are hostile to one another. It's more like the you know, I mean, if that was the case, then maybe the purple AI attacking us with everything would open them up to crippling blows from orange. And so that free-for-all aspect would, you know, temper their aggression or something. And likewise for orange, right? But I actually want to piggyback off of that idea anyway. The idea that maybe all 3 Zerg players on this map could have been hostile to each other. Not necessarily that they should have been. I know that's not the point of the faction. But you almost want to design the map as if that potentiality existed. The potential for all players to fight each other existed. Because what you're forcing yourself to do when you consider map design from that angle is you're forcing yourself to make a map that functions if one player is in any position fighting any other player. And so if you're going to mount an offensive on orange from purple, like on orange's location from purple's location, you're kind of shit out of luck. You have very few angles of attack. You really just only have the ramp over here that you're probably going to be mostly defending, and then this area over on the right, which is where you're going to be dealing with like attacks from or whatever. So that to me is not all that great. I would really appreciate something better than that. But alas, this is what we got. The fact that this whole left side area is, as far as I can tell, it's just there for drops if you want, but probably was just an afterthought. Like, not a whole lot of design has really gone into this, I don't think. Not a whole lot of thought, not a whole lot of deliberation or, you know, any studiousness at all. Like, really nothing. So that's always an issue, as far as I'm concerned. And that's something that really pervades this map, despite it being so small, is that it feels like it was just filler. It feels like it was just thrown together real quick. And maybe there was a lot of experimentation behind the scenes that's not apparent, that doesn't carry over in the end result. But it certainly feels to me like it was just not good enough. Didn't cut the cheese, man. You could have even had a south-facing ramp on the right over here or something to allow purple to be like purple's location to be a really central aspect of this whole map that would feed into all other aspects of the map. And then open this area up to the south of orange's base. And suddenly you've got a much more functional layout just by definition, where orange doesn't have to go through purple territory in order to attack me, the human player. And I don't have to go through purple territory in order to attack orange. Something like that makes the map more functional, makes the more strategies of any player, more tactics of any player, more viable. And you want to be able to make viable as many viable strategies, as many legitimate strategies as possible, right? And so, without invalidating others. So, I don't know. I also feel like the resource starvation was utterly stupid and pointless. You just wipe out purple anyway, and he gives you 6 mineral fields. It's not really that many. You didn't need them anyway. Like, at no point did I actually need the money that I ended up securing in this map, for the most part. Like, I took a base over here and never even put drones over there because I just was too busy microing my hydras and wiping out the limited resistance. And so, yeah, the AI was a pushover and just a waste of my time because of the fact that they had all this pre-play stuff. They wouldn't have held a candle to me, even remotely close to, you know, getting as many kills or as much high score on the score screen as they had if they didn't have all this pre-play stuff, right? They wouldn't not have had anywhere close to the same level of impact. And my suspicion was sort of correct. They do have a couple of guards over in this area protecting this expansion, but it just seems so pointless. You can't even access it unless you go through purple and orange, at least partially. So removing the pre-play stuff would have been a big help in that respect. Obviously, opening up the map would have been a big help in that respect. That's how this map could be improved without that much of an effort from a map layout perspective, where you're just running a melee AI or having a 3-player human FFA on this or something. You could imagine something like that. The very idea of an imbalanced map where you have 2 enemies against you, the human player, is born of an idea that you would need that in order for a challenge to be present. But there was no challenge in this map, even with the fact that we were fighting against 2 AIs. And just to verify my other suspicions, I want to make sure that Player 4 and Player 5 indeed had ridiculous amounts of money. Now, admittedly, yeah, you're seeing like weird AI being run or whatever, but for me, I just look at this and I think, wow, you know, the AI has a lot of money. They have all this pre-play shit. There's no competence to the design of the AI whatsoever. It felt like, anyway, they didn't use any of those resources at any capacity, at any point. There was no effort by the AI to actually try to win. And so I felt like I was alone on the map. And I won't spend as much time talking about the next mission, which is, I actually already have it loaded over here, because it's a lot of more of the same. But one thing I do want to point out is this is also present in the previous map. This is more of an aesthetic note. Map makers of StarCraft specifically take note of this. When you have a situation where you've got 2 of the same tile back to back, really don't do that. Just, you know, grab this, copy and paste. It's not that difficult. I know you only have 2 cases for like 2 different edge tiles, like outer corners, but make use of them, you know? You do that, and suddenly it feels way more smooth. Something that I obviously take disproportionate note to compared to other map makers, but or other people in general. I can't believe I said other map makers, by the way, but other people in general, just the players or whatever, they probably don't look at that and think it's anything of it, but something that you yourself can use to improve the subconscious aspects of your map design. So this is the psychotic map that had the locations that just made it so that you failed the mission immediately. So this was 012 is what this location is called. And yes, indeed, it is just a block stretched out across this whole area. A lazy, lazy block. Like, even as a zone, it's not even functional because you don't even get to the point where you're attacking a base before you fail the mission sometimes. Map design in here we didn't really engage with too much. I kind of like this little summit over here with the 2 ramps. But ultimately doesn't lead anywhere else. Like, this high ground could have been filled in an expansion or something with it, were the map any bigger, or with this positioned up and to the left a bit more. This ridge is okay, I guess, but probably needs a reverse ramp and more work, or just needs to be scrapped entirely. I don't know why hydras are up here. That's pretty psychotic. They're almost never going to actually have the range. It's not like they're siege tanks or even dragoons. There's not really any justification for putting them up there. I'm never going to be attacking with air units in this map because I don't even have access to guardians, which I would actually need in order for this to be useful because there's so many spore colonies pre-placed and hydras pre-placed that mutas are clearly not a good choice. Meanwhile, there's Dragoon City over here, as well as some pre-placed scouts that don't ever get rebuilt. And for whatever reason, these Reavers didn't even have any Scarabs in them by the time that I went over there. I don't know how that happened. And also some weird shit where the AI, like, I think this teal AI is just allied with us or something. Something really weird was happening there. Anyway, that all being said, the map was fairly dry, fairly straightforward, fairly boring in terms of its layout. Not really a whole lot to speak of there. You got way more resources. They got this lovely unminable mineral field which breaks the AI of all miners, so don't do that. This base is a lot more functional, even though it's mineral only. This base is more functional than that. In fact, I think that might be the only inaccessible mineral field in the entire map, and of course it's owned by the player. Yep, even all of these ones are accessible, so that's pretty embarrassing. Don't do that. And yeah, I mean, obviously there's no custom tiles in this map, so no custom tiles in this campaign, presumably, so it is what it is. But those are my editor reviews, I suppose, for the first 2 missions. Obviously, I spent way more time in the first one, and yeah, you can use the little chapter thing in the bottom to skip ahead if necessary. Yeah, you probably already figured that one out if it wasn't of interest to you. In the future, we'll just be doing these right after we play the maps, so I will keep a copy of SAM Draft open so that I can do that. And that is that. So, back to the current events. Map 3, Wrath of the Brood. Made by Zeus. 128 by 128. So I think that's smaller than the one that we were just looking at. See what happens. I sense human presence upon this world. It is conceivable that they have arrived to study this planet. Astragoras is rich with minerals, and this is just one among many factors that make it favorable for Halabrood's prosperity. I did not intend to fight over it with such lowly beings. However, it seems that we are forced to act. This place, this world, it is still pristine, and the seed of conflict is only beginning to grow here. If there is to be a survivor in the battles that follow, it shall be the Halabrood. As I fuck with my microphone. Hope you enjoyed the background noise. Ah, fuck. Astragoras does not have any satellites or space stations that could serve as orbital staging grounds. I am inclined to assume the Terrans are using some kind of mobile relays or transport vessels. You must locate and destroy those, Magnalot, lest they learn of our presence and hunt us down. I'm kind of confused about that because he just said that the Terrans were lowly creatures that would presumably, by definition, not provide that much of a challenge, but whatever. Eliminate all warp centers. Why do we always start out with a hive? It's the second map in a row where you started at a hive, third map in a row where you started out with a lair or hive. And we started with gas, too. Also, we started with ultras. Why, ultra? Why? So this mineral field isn't inaccessible, neither is this, but it's pretty poor form to put your mineral fields in such a way that you literally have to fucking suck dick for life in order to mine them. pretty infuriating stuff. Just wanted to put my 2 cents out there. So let's remember how to play the game. Keep trying to speed the game up a little bit because it feels like it's running slowly, but it's not. It's just my brain. It's what happens when I use 5 hours of a mod stream to work on melee AI and I'm just constantly playing it at a faster speed than normal. Fuck that guy. So once again, we have like this weird ridge up here that seems to be an obsession or a common trait within this guy's maps, but not to any real grand results, unfortunately. I'm just gonna go ahead and make a macro hatch because I have no idea where the expansions would be. I'll just go back to saturating as I continue to scout around. I don't have any static defense, so I am kind of risking TISM by running around here. I see they've already laid out some asphalt, and of course they have pre-placed shit. Hi. Pranked. Well, I guess that means that we have access to Ultralisks, but no Defilers yet. I still don't know why our tech is being delayed or otherwise restricted. I think there was a white unit chasing us that whole time. We'll continue to scout around. Oh, there's brown and red. Okay, so there's 3 enemies that I'm aware of right now. And still no sight of an expansion anywhere. Still no sign of intelligent life anywhere. Man, I still can't believe that there were no animations for half of these structures. That's pretty intense. Alright. I guess we'll just go ahead and grab melee and then save up some moolah. Oh, maybe we'll save up some moolah anyway. We'll grab melee later. And in that sense, it was kind of pointless for me to get the evolution chamber so early, but that's okay. We're still learning Zerg, okay? We're still figuring out what we're supposed to do exactly. And I guess I should probably get a Hydrogen as well. Go ahead and move my drones down away from gas because we don't need as much of it. We will still need some of it though. I do feel like we should grab Zergling speed where necessary, where possible. No Defilers means, well, I can't really exist in a game with Terrans, so hopefully this doesn't go too late to the point where the AI has a huge number of enemies or a huge number of tanks or whatever. But we will figure it out together. We always seem to figure it out. Can't believe how fast I'm generating larvae. Definitely need another Overlord. I guess I should be scouting out for more resources. It's kind of like a context clue or something in my mind that there's a geyser doodad over there, but it might be a dead end. In this early game where we're basically not even being touched, maybe we were supposed to be being attacked by that small number of Terran units or something, but to me it does not feel like there was much of an effort placed here in maintaining early game aggression as a key aspect. Oh, there is a base over here, after all. It does look like it's accessible. We'll go ahead and... oh, baby, there's some minerals over there. We're not really close to getting any other evolution here. I guess Carapace level 2 will be up soon. Seeing if I could even sneak in here real quick. Hi. How are we doing on upgrades? They've got +1 armor. Oops. I've got +0 Ultralisk. So that's that. And now we have no gas. So bye. Which means, of course, I'll just go ahead and grab this. I feel like I'm strong enough to push in, so we'll see what happens. We do have speed. Pretty smart AI there, man. I was not expecting that. Naturally, the only natural thing here is for shit like that to happen. I think I just now got I got all of the upgrades that I should have been waiting for before I launched that attack. That's what we call silly. But that's okay. Got a couple more Hydras coming. Should be all we need to hold off any attack as a result. And we did break 2 barracks, 2 bunkers. Yeah, 2 bunkers. Not barracks. I'm not sure if this AI is anything like other AI, but presumably there won't be as much... as much of a focus on like rebuilding lost production structures or rebuilding lost anything else. Obviously, we will find out as time goes on. Hi. Now, obviously, we really cannot afford to lose this particular area, so we will go ahead and drop a defense structure immediately. Otherwise, we'll just continue resaturating over here in the main and saturating for in the first place over in the new frontier. Another sunken. I did see some wraiths for brown, so you know what that means. I hope you know what that means, because I don't know what that means. Oh, it means I need a spore colony, probably. Of course. How could I be so foolish? Well, you can ask me how I could be so foolish after I die to a spore colony. Or to a lack of a spore colony. I'm not getting one right now. I think we'll wait a little bit for more gas income before trying to tech into Ultralisks. Suppose I could just go ahead and grab metabolic. I mean, muscle. Muscle. This is some crazy ass attack. Why is red the only one attacking? The other ones are just purely defensive. I am working on getting more gas. Unfortunately, it seems like we need 4 workers on this gas in order for this whole shebang to work out. Unfortunately, there are 2 inaccessible mineral fields, so I won't be saturating this space for much longer. Just go ahead and grab there's something here. So we are about to hit tier 2. Go ahead and grab an Ultra Cavern now that we have the gas for it. And yeah, tier 2 Carapace is ours. So let's go poke White, see what he has to say. Oh, he's got a battlecruiser to say with +1 ship plating, by the way. Pull back a little bit here. Try to draw them away from the tanks long enough to pick off the rest of their units. Doesn't look like it was a grand victory for us, boys. Even with their measly upgrades, they still outsmarted us. It's okay. We'll have Ultralisks for the war front. I guess we'll just grab armor immediately. Ultralisks are so tanky with that extra +2 armor, and it's so boring as far as an upgrade goes. Really unimaginative. I'm gonna actually grab a Zergling speed first because it seems like we're going to need some Zerglings more than anything else. So we're really slamming our heads into a wall of pre-placed shit at basically every opportunity here. It's pretty unfortunate. Saving our gas for the inevitable investment of Ultralisks. And yeah. Wait, am I missing a Zergling? Oh. There he is. At this point, we're getting to the point where I'm going to need another hatch, so I'll just go ahead and do that. Guess I'll put it over here. So just go straight into Adrenal now. Oh, wait. Never mind, I remembered. Man, I can't believe I can't even saturate my bases properly in this campaign. Also, I still can't get air units for some reason. I could get Mutas last game. I mean, I can even build a Spire. What the fuck? That almost seems like a bug or something. Except it probably isn't. Also, I did notice that there was distinct lack of uncloaked ghosts over there, so we will be bringing in some detection for that. Just gotta hope it doesn't end horribly wrong. Holy moly, nice tanks. Turns out the secret was I needed more Hydras, or to manage my existing ones better. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and grab Anabolic. More Zerglings. We will still have an Ultralisk, but unfortunately it seems like the AI is infinitely reinforcing, without even being remotely close to being threatening at any capacity. And their Goliaths can't seem to figure out how to get over here. I did lose an Overload, unfortunately. Yeah, they figured out how to get down again. Just to die immediately. Well, unfortunately it was not immediate. Alright, so we're about to be fully upgraded on our Hydras. With, once we get Anabolic and another Ultralisk or two, I think we should be able to safely go in there. I'm not really running low on minerals, but I guess I could be saturating this base a bit more dutifully. So I'll do that with 2 more drones. And then my next 2 purchases will be Ultras. And after that, I guess I need Overlord speed. I remember once, I think I was reading a guide or something. I was reading something where they talked about, they were talking about how you could do there was like apparently a strategy at some point that involved getting Overlord transport but not speed. You actually get transport first. It was for like an island map probably, but it was really bizarre. And there's Anabolic. Our Carapace is already done as well. We do have Adrenal, which I don't remember if we had last time. Alright. Let's see if we can do something differently now. It seems to mostly be the tanks, to be honest. Battlecruiser is just gravy. Holy fuck. And I can't build Scourge either to deal with that, which would be a better solution in this particular case. I mean, I have fully upgraded Hydras, remember, and I'm still not able to last very long here. pretty ridiculous. That being said, this one is clearly out of position, so we'll just execute him. Holy shit, Brown actually has a unit out of position or something. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that was. Maybe he might be attacking. Guys, hold me. I might not be ready for the Brown attack of one vulture. Alright, can we finally fucking break this? We have enough. They don't even have any more tanks immediately visible, so it's looking pretty good for us. Just killed one of their battle cruisers. They do have another one already. Just pop in here for a quick look-see-do. I have no idea what their upgrades are. Not enough. That is another thing that you can do in against most AIs, generally speaking. Try to take advantage of RNG. Send in more Hydras. Holy shit, this guy lived. You don't do any damage, idiot. If only there was Kaiser... Oh, shit. If only there was some of the upgrades that I got in Hydra. That would be epic. In fact, can somebody make a shitty campaign so that I can learn how to play Zerg, but use the Hydra tech tree so that I can do so in an environment that I find to be superior than default Starcraft? Because that would be epic. Hi, Dad. Alright, looks like we're good here. I did hear some siege tanks going off. Didn't I just order a bunch of units? I'm impressed that I'm still in a position where I seem to not be able to empty my coffers quickly enough. Might need this. Don't even know if the drone will get there successfully. No, he's not gonna do it that way anyway. Oh. Red just has a bunch of units over here for some reason. Epic. Alright, now we're in business, it looks like. White's out of here. So it looks like we got cloaked wraiths and ghosts out the wazoo. And mines. All reasons to grab overlords. Here they are. Hopefully they don't get blinded. Alright, we scouted out Red's base as well. Epic. I think that really is it for white. Hi. Hi. Even with so few drones, I'm still able to make so many units. Not quite sure how that works. I'll grab lurkers because I might need them. Finally can use them. There were many maps in a row where I was not able to. I'll grab an antenna as well. See what can be accomplished over here. These guys seem to be much bigger pushovers, personally. But the night is still young. We may need to sacrifice many Mongols. Oh yeah. Could have had it. Alright. Change our rallies. Get more ultras. Another round of hydras where possible. And alright. Well, we stand at an intersection. We seem to have completely wiped these guys out. I just now noticed that there's a time limit, so I hope that I have not lost the game immediately. What's up here? Nothing. I didn't even notice that until just now. That does not bode very well. 69 supply. Nice. Well, off we go. Fuck them up. I didn't hear anything about a time limit earlier. I don't know what's up with that. See what's up and where it is. I mean, if it's a time limit that just instantly fails you after playing a game as long as I have played this one, like a match of Starcraft as long as I've played this match, it's pretty bullshit, to be honest. But maybe we won't have to find out. Maybe we'll survive anyway. Brown literally has not attacked once this entire map, so... Just another defensive player for whatever reason. All forces are under attack. I don't actually know where the warp centers are. I haven't found one, and I've explored most of the map at this point. Like, just by definition. Definitionally speaking, I've explored most of the map. See, this guy finally escaped whatever mineral prison he was in. Oh. Oh, that's why I can't build Scourge. It's so that I can't have, like, a magical solution to that problem or whatever. Well, now that I know that, I'm going to be building a lot more... whatever they're called. Hydralisks. What the fuck? Oh, it's from that. Didn't see that one somehow. Unfortunately, it did not add time to me, so... whatever. Just clear that out, please. Don't want to have to deal with that later. If there will even be a later. Alright. Now, it's unlikely we'll be able to punch a hole through there in only 5 minutes' time, but... Trying to see if there's anything else over in this area. And unfortunately, they don't really have much in the way of actual units, but they have D-Matrix and like 6 tanks, so that is stronger than everything I have. I don't have any defilers to mop them up, and I have no air units either, so yeah, odds are not stacked in my favor, that's for sure. Are constantly reinforcing the mines as well, which is pretty bad. Well, we might be able to. We do need a lot more Hydras, so... maybe I already killed the one that was hiding behind the... Yeah, I might have already killed the one that was hiding in this instance. Dude, holy mine, man. Tell that this AI's only claim to fame here is... What the fuck? What the fuck? Also, I lost my other overlord for some reason. I think I have one over here, okay. Might still be able to do it. I still haven't found the fucking guy that I'm supposed to be killing here. Besides whatever vulture is responsible for this fucking travesty. Why is there a time limit, man? None of this would like, I would just be taking this at a much more slow and relaxed pace. But alas, we have a fucking time limit for no reason. Oh, there's one over here, yeah. I guess I was never going to be doing that, huh? Oh, yeah. Maybe if I had AI debug, I would just spawn in some Scourge or something and kill him that way. That's pretty bullshit, though, that they just disable half the tech tree. I mean, especially against Terrans that are spamming tanks. It's like, what do you expect a player to do? Oh, that's where the tank was. So now we just need to figure out where these clown emojis even are. Because we're going to have to replay this whole fucking mission. Which I'm personally just not doing. Now that I think about it. Not much of a point in doing that. I figured they would be buildings. It's not even like, oh yeah, I can send some Zerglings at them to kill them or something. I have to use anti-air units. The only anti-air unit I have is the Hydralisk. And that's it. So, well, rather than even bothering trying to actually look at it in there, since I'm going to be looking at it in the editor anyway, we can look at how fucking terrible that was. So, one sec. Just gotta grab my desktop scene. So, immediately, we see 4 pre-placed battlecruisers. As soon as we pop into the mission, 4 pre-placed battlecruisers, plus the fact that each we have hero battlecruisers that deal a pretty considerable amount of damage. Plus the fact that there's a time limit. I don't know how long the time limit was. I assume it was like 30 minutes or something. Might have been longer than that. I suppose we can check in the triggers. Oh, I see there's a disabled AI script. That can only mean terrible things. 2,400 seconds, which is... Grab my calculator here real quick. That is 40 minutes, but you divide by 2 because... I think it's like less than 2. It's something else. It's like 1.5 or something. It's not. It's actually less than 40 minutes. It's probably closer to like 32 and a half or something. So, yeah, about 30 minutes to wipe out all of this. Why? And why do I have a time limit at all? And why do they have so much pre-play shit? There's this base over here that, and obviously this base over here that's not guarded, but there were actually no other expansions I could have taken. In order to even get down here, I have to go through red, basically. The fact that the other AIs just flat out didn't attack at all is really confusing to me and tells me that this map was not really properly tested. Or if it was, they decided, oh yeah, I'm just going to have these AI not attack whatsoever. So that's a big problem right out the gate, the fact that we're relying on pre-play shit and the player, like forcing the player to go attack them, which is what they would do anyway, but forcing them with a timer to attack them within a certain time frame is really disgusting, honestly. It just completely, like, the idea that you could lose the mission 30 minutes ago and not know until 30 minutes later. I mean, yeah, I should have paid attention to the time limit, I guess. But I really don't think that I would have found the fucking thing anyway. I didn't even know what the fuck they were. I had no briefing, no understanding of what they were. Oh yeah, they're going to be like warp relays or something, but like I thought they were going to be structures like a side disruptor or something, you know, some low effort shit like that, not a fucking battlecruiser where... Why are there even missile turrets in the game, by the way? Besides to detect lurkers, I guess? I can't build any air units. They're only there to grief my overlords. So, like, what the fuck, man? Why? I just don't understand that design principle at all. Plus, you're playing Zerg, and you get one base. Like, one extra base beyond your main. And the mineral fields are laid out in such a way that you can't even harvest all of them reasonably in your main or at all in the natural, quote-unquote, which is not really a natural. The other base that's not guarded is technically still guarded because you have to go through a bunch of pre-placed shit. It's like one thing if the AI decides to take this area over time, right? They try to build up over here, but they don't. They just start out with shit over there. It's really, really nasty stuff, man. Really disrespectful to the player. The fact that this AI just has 2 factories, right? These AI all had, I think, just 2 factories. Maybe this AI only had 1 factory, which would explain why its tanks were so thin after the first few attacks, because I don't see another factory here. I might just be blind, but I'm pretty sure I don't. I just see battlecruiser production. So whatever. This AI fell over relatively easily. It wasn't really that much of a threat, but it was the only one that was attacking us. Not that it was attacking us with anything significant or even close to the full might of its starting arsenal. So another map where you're just meant to grind, I guess. Yeah, I don't know why anybody would make it the way that this guy made it, but it's been a real disaster already, so. Also, with these start locations being here, I would not be surprised if this AI was fundamentally broken if they ever tried to resource mine or something. Thankfully, for Zeus, they all have just infinite money, if I had to guess. Yep, 20,000 for player 1, which is red. And that's player 3. Okay. That's 20,000 and 3,500. Or 35,000, yeah. Quite a bit of shit. Not my cup of tea whatsoever. So, well, back we are. We're just gonna go back to making the next mission, or playing the next mission. Ridge of Diseases. Well, that's a disaster. And a really small map size, too. Let's see what happens. Now the Terrans are denied access to the outside world. We could finish them off, but simply eradicating them all would be wasteful. No, I have other plans for them. Human flesh can serve as an agreeable incubator for my minions. This region houses a substantial amount of such filth, and you, Magnalot, must force them to fight for the Halabrood. For this purpose, I shall provide you with matriarchs, the Supreme Queen strain. Use them to infest all command centers you can reach, and I shall personally attack the central Terran outpost, thus allowing your relentless assault to continue unimpeded. Infest the Terran command centers. Well, that sounds like we have an AI ally. Oh. 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 It's a Impossible Scenarios mission with a clown emoji AI ally. Well, at least we have an AI ally, but I am not a fan of this. I have 3/3 upgrades, so there you go. Hope's dashed. What do we got here? Oh, hi. Okay. So I have minerals purely for the sake of building ends? Oh, okay. Oh, hi. Wow, we're just getting spawned in units. Iquar told me that this was going to be a straightforward campaign, man. He was like, oh yeah, that second mission that you played in your first video, that was the weirdest map. Well, how do you explain this shit? This is dumb. I can't even do any. I don't even have supply to build ends anyway, so I'm not really sure what I'm meant to do exactly, but... Okay. I didn't AI debug either, so this could be bad. Holy fuck. Well, let's see what happens. They're not upgraded, but that doesn't really mean shit here. I think that was just the same clown emoji. Okay. Of course, I have to reach all over to the other hand of the keyboard, other side of the keyboard, to use the U key in order to tell my units to burrow. Because why the fuck wouldn't I have to? How do I get supply? Like, what am I missing? No, 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 no. Goodbye. Ooh. 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 Alright, well. Again, why? Why must I suffer, man? What? Pick on someone your own health, idiot. I think there's only one Marine in that bunker. Oh, it's a bait. Or a mistake, I don't know which. See, it gives me 3 supply each time, but... really dumb. Well, I don't suppose this will be a straightforward path, given the current arc of history. Well, I suppose I can just Dark Swarm that. Hey, there's a medic in there. Tism. I kind of want to keep the Zerglings here just for the sake of surviving my mana. Problem is, I don't want to walk my Hydras, which are infinitely more valuable, into a certain death. I'm not missing something, right? Like, this is just... Okay. I wanted to make sure that was still correct in my head. Alright, we got another bridge of mines over here. I think. Hoo-hoo. Maybe that was supposed to be like, oh, you thought you were safe, and then, at the very end... Oh, fuck you. Alright. Okay, bye. This is where you're supposed to just really suffer. Suck my dick, dude. Wow. Who would have known? That's all I had to do. Oh. Well, now I guess I can do this. Gonna need a few. Fuck. Also, this guy is not attacking anything. Oh, is he? As I say that? Oh, this is a role play. This isn't real. Well, I sure hope that guy is not back up in siege mode, because this will be really embarrassing. Come on in. Show the Overmind who's boss. Oh, my homo. Okay, maybe what we can do, since we withstood a blast from both the... I think we withstood 2 tank blasts and a siege tank blast. We can withstand one of those and then just bomb on this first guy, right? Check this out, ready? Yes, it can work, which means I can do the same to that guy. I have very little money, so we're just going to go ahead and pop them all. Obviously, I'm not going to bother building with the bottom one. I suppose I could lift it off or something. Okay, game. So I can't lift it off. Main objective failed when you lift it off. What a disaster. Oh, I've already lost a Zergling. Imagine saying it's over because you lost a Zergling, by the way. Imagine that being real. I do feel like something is very wrong with this, but I couldn't tell you what it is. Oh, this is a neat little path. Allows you to circumvent a lot of this shit. I'll move that guy back down there. Why? Why am I not playing the game? Seriously. Oh yeah, I got more units. Much to my fucking chagrin, because the more units I have, the less ends I can make. How does that kind of mistake even happen anyway? I wonder how far up this allowed us to circumvent here. Oh, hi. It allowed us to ignore a tank, so that's pretty cool. Well, not really ignore a tank, but ignore a siege tank, which is the same thing. I don't trust there to not be a bunch of siege tanks behind that. So. I'm pretty sure there were some tanks over here. Oh, okay, this is how you get over here. Okay. I forgot about that. We gotta wait for the man to move, and we can make our move. Very epic. Epic Zerg stealth mission. Fuck you, asshole. Here's the vulture to kill my Hydra. Oh! Oh, I thought that fucking Renadon was a tank or something. I was like, holy shit, he's walking up on me. Well, he was. Alright. I guess we can do... No, that's fine. Just trigger all the fucking mines at once. No, we missed one, unfortunately. I think we might be able to do this. Epic! And we withstood a tank shot. Now that's what I call a hero Zergling. I guess it's a hero pair of Zerglings, but can't believe it's so scripted and so dumb. Like, who thinks this is exciting gameplay? I mean, come on. I think we're about the same as far as the number of units we have, or whatever. We have more Hydras, though. So there's that. Not like there's really many ways to manage your resources in this particular case. Alright. Well, that's more damage than he would have done normally, so it's fine, I guess. Alright, well, see ya. So Since I know that there's a fucking mine over there now, I think we'll just wait this one out for a moment. Get a little bit closer. Go a little bit that way. The problem is defilers are mine safe, so that's exactly what I expected. And okay, it's by the fucking grace of Todd himself that we didn't die horrible deaths there. I was kind of hoping that that would make the siege tank want to unsiege and then spin, but I was wrong. Check this out. Oh, fuck, dude, he's surrounded by mines. I'll get a little bit closer with the Dark Swarm here. Just wanted to bait that out. Alright, this is not ending very well for us, it would seem. Oh. I was really hoping to fuck him, but whatever. Alright, in theory we can just wait for another... Oh, Dark Storm's fucking 100 energy. I thought it was 75. Shows you how much I play with defilers. That being said, usually it's not a problem because you can build these things called Zerglings from these things called larvae, which are produced from these things called hatcheries, which... actually, my AI doesn't have any hatcheries. They just have mutalisks. And they're actually paid actors. These are all just role players. These are trigger cutscene roleplay idiots. That's what these guys are. All right, so we got the mine. It dudded. I don't know how it dudded or why it dudded, but it dudded, which means we can just detonate on this idiot tank and then sack 2 people onto the command center and call it a fucking day, I think. Holy fucking pathfinding. Okay, buddy, we just got path found. We found our path. The one true path, as was for Todd. Necron is fucking useless. Idiot, moron, asshole, retard, Mongol from the north. Can't believe this is really happening. Can't believe this is my life. Why? Bye. Stupid. Alright, well, in all that excitement, I forgot that I actually have an extra swarm here. I don't even have Plague. What a man. What a man. Why would he disable Plague? Why would you give me the unit and then not give me the full utility of the unit? I could, like, Plague the command center to make it burn down? What the fuck? That's not quite what I intended. I don't actually know what I need to do to trigger the arrival of the Mongols. Like... Is there a set of missile turrets or something I've got to blow up? Why? Why? Why did he make this way? Why am I not just playing the game? No! Oh, thank goodness. It's actually 2 health away from burning down. I continue to scout around with this clown emoji. Alright. Looks like there's a couple missile turrets, but I don't know if that's what it's after or if it wants me to... Oh, okay. I don't know if it's after that or if it wants me to kill the bunker. How many more? I can try to kill the bunker, I guess. Holy fuck. Dude, this sucks, man. This is shit. Oh, it looked like they were building an SCV there. Maybe that's just Fog of War. Playing tricks on my mind. Anyway, if I blow this up and... well, there's no way for him to detect the health, so I don't actually know what would happen here. Oh, okay, it is here. Here we go. And then I've got another one that will take control of it. Very nice of it. And then I suppose I will get some more men from something. Spin. Alright, I don't think there's any more mines anyway. So you got that going for you. Spawn men? No! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Spawn N. So what the fuck? Where's my men? Oh, fuck! I accidentally right-clicked an engineering bay. Alright, what a waste of my fucking time this video has been so far. Jesus Christ. Oh, boy. Alright, well... I actually won't be reviewing that map. I just wanted to point out that there's actually a ridge full of mines after that immediately. And I guess I don't get any men for having that area? Maybe I was supposed to get no, never mind. That's not the case. I thought maybe I was supposed to get something else. Yeah, that was just a pointless fucking micro mission. And there were 3 tanks, 3 mines, 4 bunkers, and a science vessel awaiting me after I clear the ridge of mines and 4 marines. So basically go fuck yourself, if you know what I'm saying, on that one. I will not be doing an editor review for that. It's not required. It's a fucking micro mission. What a mess. All right, let me take a look at the map size of the next map. Yeah, it's 128 by 128. Only 2 other players, apparently. Whatever, we'll see what happens. To settle the scores. Yeah, settle the score of all the wasted time I've had so far in this campaign. The last 3 maps have been horrible. Magnalot. While we're solving the Terran problem, a northern part of our swarm has separated itself from us. I do not comprehend how is that possible. Nice one, UD Commander. I only know of 2 ways for an outsider to interfere with a Cerebrite's control over his brood, the Psi Disruptor and the Dark Archons. While Kerrigan has long since rid the Zerg from the Psi Disruptor's influence, I cannot be certain about the Archons. There is a Protoss force located near the affected hive cluster. I, however, do not sense Dark Templar among them. It's very tempting to make a joke about, like, there's a Protoss force located off of my screen because my dialogue is scrolling by too fast or too slow. Something else must be the source of this corruption. Find and destroy it, and then crush the filth that dares to stand in our way. This shall be the final blow that will ensure the Holobrood's supremacy on this world. Okay. I don't see how this would be the final blow. Does not feel like this was set up at all. At least they restate my mission objective, because oftentimes everything else is pointlessly convoluted. Alright, well, we got some shit here, man. Alright, just figure out what's happening.
Our forces are under attack.
I'm looking for a base. I'm looking for a base.
Our forces are under attack.
Glad they're spinning. Still no base. Does this guy think you can just one base as Zerg or something? I mean, I know he gave me a lot of minerals, one of which is inaccessible, unfortunately. That's a tease, man. You can't do that. You can't almost make a functioning base. Oh, I found a base. Why is it literally the opposite end of the fucking map from me? Hi. Your minerals. Oh, with his dying breath. Spat on that fucker. See ya, nerd. Hey. Hey, I just attacked some of your units. You can't do this. Wait, did I have a fucking... Did I only start with spore colonies, or was I just hallucinating? I'm pretty sure I actually only started with spore colonies. Nice game. Oh, look at all my drones. Look at what they're doing. Wow, isn't that surprising? Who could have predicted that?
Require more minerals.
What a mess. So this map design actually reminds me of Ascension of Duran, which you never want to remind me of. Look at the massive amount of distance I have to travel in order to get up the ramp, and the fact that the enemy's stronghold is located on a ramp. Basically just means I want to build Guardians, right? In this case, I am going to try Ultralisks. Maybe I'll also need defilers or something. But we are going to try to see if we can do that before having to unfortunately pivot. But yeah. I don't suppose I can do some weird sneaky shit and get all the way down here with a drone. Dude, all of my drones are sitting here stuck on the same mineral patch. Like idiots. Because they're trying to get to this one that they can't get. And this one that they can't get.
Our forces are under attack.
Oh. I'm fine. Oh. Wow. Brown has some bases. Well, I guess I can attack that. Maybe that's access to a base that I can make use of. I am only +1 range. Ranger, so not exactly a massive advertisement for my ability to break the will of my enemies. Okay, instantly ensnared, of course. Still ensnared, by the way. Nice observer. Oh, hi. So still no Archons, or no Dark Archons. Not that the story really means anything in this context. Hi. Hello. How are you? Thank you for visiting my shrine to Connor. Man. Nice game. Nice drones. Every now and then I just gotta do that for my own sanity. Oh, hi. Wow. Fuck you, dude. What a lazy way to make an AI quote-unquote active or well, it's not active, that's for sure. Quote-unquote competent. I think a couple of Guardians will help me out here, but I also think I really don't want to have to build those. So we'll try with Ultralisks. If there are any Reavers at all, we're basically forced into that, but like I said, I want to try and pick off the top right brown base first, because that seems like it'll probably be the location of a base. So we'll go with our current army. Grabbing melee +1, range +2, so it's all good times to go. Should be done by the time we're there, especially since we just got fucking ensnared. Hi. Oh, I don't have any gas anyway. Ay, ay, ay. Nice ice script. Forgot about that one. Huh. High Templar have an attack. That's never been done before. Now, unfortunately, I don't actually have chitinous done, but it's okay. Prioritizing, oh. Protoss Mind Crystal. I don't suppose destroying this is actually what I'm supposed to be doing. My units are automatically attacking it, so... They're not doing very much damage, notably. Gotta wait for more gas to get Carapace, because I desperately need that. Oh, hello. Oh. What an asshole Reaver, dude. Man, there's so many reasons to not enjoy stuff like this. This is like early Necron content, really. This is what this reminds me of. Haven't played any of his latest content, obviously, but... You know, he would have a lot of pre-play shit. Admittedly, I was a pretty bad player. His maps were usually more fair than my skill made them seem like. But the fact, whenever you have like large numbers of AI-controlled Reavers, it immediately feels so bad. Because they don't actually have any weaknesses. They don't have money that they have to spend, you know, to sustain their conquest. I don't even have tools to actually use against these guys. I should point out, I have no fucking economy. I can't actually do anything. I stumbled upon apparently what is supposed to be like a big bad area of the map. That I thought I was going to go over here and get a base. That might even be their main, for all I fucking know. Now I've got to go get Guardians. Because fuck dealing with all that. I'll just go Mutiling, I guess. I do have Adrenal. Means my next set of gas should probably go. I should just save it for Guardians, honestly, at this point. It would be funny if I found like an LOL DK random geyser in the background or something. Yeah, when you don't have the tools to do anything, it feels really bad to have to go through all this shit. I really need more upgrades, but I also really need Guardians in order to do anything against the Protoss. If they end up getting fucking scouts or anything too, it's going to be pretty bad. I don't actually know if they have Stargates, but they do have a Stargate. I don't know if they have calls to use them. Saving up for 150 gas is pretty dicey in this environment. Just have to flood them with Zerglings after we kill off all the Reavers. So I guess we'll just make ready. We can't really move out over here because it'll aggro the queens of red. Because it's right next to their main, which is epic. Maybe they'll turn into an AI ally following this dastardly conquest. Oops, I accidentally got drones. Oops. See what we got here.
Our forces are under attack.
Hi.
Our forces are under attack.
Oh, bye.
The hive cluster is under attack.
God damn it, why does it take so long to kill? Alright, clearly I just need to send all of my early forces at that area. I think if I do that, I can win. This is one of the few maps where I've been quote-unquote punished for not leaving my base staffed with defenders. But obviously the punishment is really just for playing the fucking game, let's be real. Yeah, we're just scouting around now with these mutas. Wow, 20 fucking damage on that Templar, huh? That's what you thought was reasonable, you piece of shit? Why does he have so much health? Oh, they start out with +1 upgrades, too. No wonder they're not dying. Holy shit! They start out with +1 upgrades, guys! Alright, so we can't do anything in the early game. We can't even mine our own fucking minerals because of that bug. So I guess we'll drone up, as much as that is not useful whatsoever. And we will migrate our men over here, and we will, just sigh and try to see the bright side. There is no bright side. This campaign has actually been more annoying than a lot of the other campaigns I've had to play. So much for it being any good, huh? So much for me finishing it as well. Man, why did I say I was gonna finish it? Alright, well, immediately going into grabbing Carapace, and then after that we'll go into melee. And then after that we'll go into I guess we'll grab Zergling Speed, because we're going to need that. And I think once we're +1, we might be able to make some progress over there. Man, I always feel like I start out with a lot of shit in this campaign, but am I wrong? The enemies start out with way more shit. Including upgrades. I don't think I've started out with upgrades beyond that stupid micro mission, which I don't even consider content, so I'll get, yeah, I don't think I need many more drones at this point. I think we can just use everything else on, all of my other minerals and gas on upgrades and some other shit. We need more drones now. Good. I got rid of the mutalisks that were dead weight on my supply. Dude, nice fucking armor. Holy shit. I honestly cannot fathom what would compel somebody to start off Protoss of all fucking races with upgrades. Imagine starting your player off at an upgrade disadvantage. Imagine doing that. Alright, we'll just grab Adrenal next. And then save up for, Tier 2. I don't know how soon the enemy researches Tier 2 upgrades. I wasn't really keeping track of them, but... Alright. Go up there. I still see a few mineral fields that need saturation. I have no guarantee that they'll ever be saturated, though, which is the problem. That's the problem I always find myself in with these stupid busted-ass mineral field campaigns.
Evolution. You require more minerals.
Alright, Carapace is next, 225. We will have the gas for melee afterwards as well, which is pretty good. So I'll move my Overlord in the line of fire. Will we have the minerals for it all? I don't think so, but we'll find out. Oh, I guess it's only 150 for the melee, so we should. Yeah, I'm so confident I'll even order a Hydralisk and a set of Zerglings. And, well, Zerglings were a bit of an overstepping, but whatever. That's Adrenal, and we are fully good to go. I guess maybe Lurker Aspect might actually be useful against all the Zealots and stuff. And that can be the gas expense that I take instead of going for the Mutalisks and stuff. So we'll hold out for another few attacks or whatever. I think there's probably going to be like 2 attacks. One more Protoss attack and maybe 2 more Zerg attacks before we actually hit. Oh, there's the Protoss now. Yeah, Adrenal is pretty good here. They still only have +1. Those fucking upgrades they started out with. How sickening. you go. That was the first Zerg attack. Alright. We are still a ways off from needing a Q +3. I would like to immediately get that timing, though. And kill one of the queens. I think there's like 4 of them or something. We'll go ahead and move our men up again. Lurkers cost more gas than they do minerals, so that's going to be more of an issue. I think we're going to have to lay a little low on some stuff, because we probably want like 4 lurkers, which we are nowhere near the gas cost for right now. And if we do that, we're not going to be able to queue up the upgrades on cooldown anyway. I don't think we would be able to regardless. We don't have the gas gain for that, but... So we'll get 3 lurkers, because that's the magic number. And then we'll, I guess we'll just bank up gas, and we'll hope that that's enough. That's my game plan right now. I think lurkers are a good ploy in this particular case. We can land before the Reavers show up and utterly eviscerate all opposition. We should be okay. And then the Reavers might be able to help us out here. We can't detect observers, because we're not going to be able to bring our overlords close enough, generally speaking. And I definitely don't have the gas to be throwing away on that anyway. We'll be moving out on the +2 mark. So. And that is the +2 mark of melee, because I need everything. Well, these guys didn't seem to start out with any starting upgrades. I can't be sure, obviously, but... Goodbye. Carapace tier 3 is 300 gas. We're nowhere near that. I'm just going to queue up another lurker. And hope for the best here. Another Hydra after this. Come on. Obviously the reason why we want to pick off the observers is for our lurkers. But don't think it'll be that big of a deal. Yeah, they're still on... We now have the upgrade advantage with most things. Come on, get up there. All my men are spinning. Trying to unburrow him, but of course I have to reach halfway across the fucking keyboard, so I lost 2 of them. If only it would splash. Oh, that ended horribly. The lurkers were not that useful after all, and now the Reavers are there, which means we're pretty much fucked. I guess I could land over here or something. I could, like, Overlord drop. Oh, I still had a lurker over here the whole time. Now that's what I call unfortunate. I guess I'll just borrow him over here for now. I think I'm just going to pump all my current gas into lurkers. I really have no fucking way to do anything else. I can't do anything else. It's really bad. I do think it's pretty funny how there's clearly some very silly shit going on with bouncing. Just bouncing onto the other spore, which is pretty unfortunate, because if that goes down, we might be in trouble. And all this just to get a base, too. Like, what the fuck? Because I need those resources. There's no available expansion for me to take, besides the one in the bottom right-hand corner. Like, every part of the map is so fucking closed off, and just to get to this area, I have got to go through the other base. So annoying. So disrespectful. I don't know what evolution was complete. It looks like I'm at tier 3 ranged. That's pretty useful. Holy fucking scarab! Oh, thanks. Yeah, I didn't need those lurkers or anything. I was really hoping to do more damage to that Reaver. Yeah, of course. Oh man, the fucking Broodling killing one of my lurkers was so annoying, and the only reason it happened is because I walked into vision of it because this fucking base is right up against the only pathway into this area. Like, how much fucking more blatantly disrespectful do you have to be to the player? Give them no gas and tell them to go up against starting +1 upgrade Mongols. Like, thanks, asshole. I know I'm not the best player and all, right? Like, that's pretty obvious. But I don't actually know what the strategy would be here when you're on 1 gas. I guess I could have waited several times. I could have pulled the trigger a little bit later. But I get so impatient with these maps, too. It's probably my own fucking downfall. They're just so annoying to deal with. It's like you're not actually playing content, you're just grinding. It's really annoying. Well, we've got +3 armor, so hopefully that counts for something. I don't actually know what their upgrades are like. I'm just gonna keep getting Zerglings and lurkers, hoping that that's enough. It sure fucking is. Would you look at that? Gotta fucking hide my lurkers so that they don't destroy them. Oh my god. I think this is the attack that killed me last time. This time it killed me for a very different reason. It killed my will to live. Should have canceled that and turned it back into a spore. And no mineral income because of this. No fucking gas income because I have 1 geyser. It really is just blatant, fragrant disrespect. There's no other explanation. Nothing that I can come up with, anyway. I mean, eventually these mineral fields will expire, and I'll be able to get 1 more mineral field, but this one will still be stuck, so it won't matter. We're fully upgraded. With any luck, this will mean that I can actually do something. I have my reservations about that statement. But if we can get all 5 of my fucking lurkers over to the destination without getting broodlinged, without getting bamboozled, we might stand a chance. Oh boy. Let's see what we can do. I really should wait, but I keep thinking I'm so paranoid about them getting an upgrade advantage or more upgrades. I guess that's not really an advantage, but oh, or this happening. I have no air units. So. See ya. Alright, well, our only hope now is that this fucking... Oh. That's great. Well, as I was about to say, our only hope now is that we can actually go in here and kill this. Holy shit, did we do it? Well, even if we did, it's at what fucking cost? Why does this fucking crystal have so much health? What the fuck, dude? I don't even know. I have no guarantee that that's even what I need to do. No guarantee at all. What a fucking stupid-ass Simon Says bullshit. We just have to run around until you find the actual solution. I'm going to attack the middle area. Fuck this. I'm just going to hope that they don't bother trying to defend that middle area because all it is photon cannons. I'm going to hope that that's what I can do. I'm going to hope that there's some fucking justice in this universe, even though I know for sure that there's not. This is it. It's where I need to be. Except they have a billion zealots, so no, never mind. And all of my units are spinning because nice map design. Like, you play your map once and you realize, like, you shouldn't even really need to play your map. But whatever, maybe you're a functional fuck. And you don't really know what you're doing, like me. I'm Raw Flesh. That's a reference one person will get. So yeah, maybe that's true. Maybe all that's the case, but it's not a fucking... not a good idea to admit that, first of all. Second of all, it's not an excuse. Like I said, maybe you have to play it to figure it out. Oh, okay. Well, we just have to restart anyway because their first attack is +1 Archons. Or Archon. So yeah, I can't do anything. Obviously, I'm super impatient because I haven't had any fucking sense made to me whatsoever here. Just been disrespected this entire time, naturally. I need +1 Carapace for my Zerglings, or else they die immediately to Zealots. And yeah, there's no justification for playing this mission whatsoever, because we've already been exposed to how evil it is, how pointless and fucked it is, how rigged it is. There's no apologism that can make up for this either. Can't explain this away as a product of a weary mind. We're 5 missions in now? We haven't played a single macro map besides arguably the first one. Arguably.
Evolution complete. We require more minerals. We require more minerals.
Wow. Well, after that first attack goes, I'm gonna try to... Well, I guess I need Carapace. If I don't have Carapace, I'm fucked. Dude, I can't believe how much he withstands. It's like I'm doing less damage than I should be or something. It's really weird. Wonder why that happens. Really bizarre. I couldn't imagine what could be causing that one. Maybe if we secure that middle base and we can hold it, and this game becomes a stupid defensive map, we might be able to have something happen. But I really doubt it, man. I really fucking doubt it.
Require more minerals. Complete.
Oh boy. It's okay. We'll figure stuff out. Should probably get +1 attack. I actually thought I did that earlier, but I've played this map so many fucking times now, none of which has actually been playing the game, of course, that I've forgotten what it's all about. Man, you really aren't even playing Starcraft in this map. Or in this campaign in general. Starting out with a fucking hive, you can get adrenal glands by the first frame. Enemies having inalienable advantages in the form of pre-placed units and upgrades by the first frame as well. Just a long laundry list of fuck you. Fuck you, player. That's what it feels like. Let's go ahead and get Carapace next. We should be able to run over their stupid outposts in the middle, but why does every base have to be so far away and protected by +1 zealots? Now that we have +1 of our own, why don't we go in and pay them a visit? Hope that we're attack moving in the general correct vicinity. Perfect. Man, the fucking artillery cannons too, like why? Why does it have to be this way? Just getting pelted with rocks the entire time. I was really hoping they wouldn't be defending this, and right now it seems like I'm right, but not 100% confident there. Yeah, whatever, we can't fuck with that right now. Not that important. I think these are just guards. It's just minerals too, so all it's going to translate to are influxes of Zerglings. That's what we get for suffering through this. Another fuck you, player. But maybe there's a real base somewhere over here. Oh. They also have production over there somehow. Or defense or whatever defense requests for that thing. I can't believe I have to like baby my men over there just because this guy was too lazy to make his AI build up defenses over time or something. Honestly, like this just felt like the product of such a man with such contempt. Pretty close there. I don't even really have drones to fucking transfer because... Ay, ay, ay. Because it wouldn't have mattered anyway. I bet they are. No, not again. And what a fucking comedy of errors. Alright, well, we're holding on somehow. Can I build Nidus? Okay. Maybe we can get through this somehow. Maybe our suffering will allow us to become closer as a community. Maybe. But I doubt it. Cool boy, I've got a lot of gas. We can really lurk her up now. Except we can't really because I have no real income. I've just banked a lot of it. Because I'm bad. And because I literally can't mine minerals any faster. Nice game. We should be fine. Looks like it was Gridlings or something? I don't actually know. Alright, we need to gear up here. That's what we need. More upgrades. A lot more, a couple of colonies over here, probably. Wow, that was pretty cool. Cool move there, man. You're a pretty cool guy. Alright, 2 hundies. 2 hundies for tier 2 melees. And then 2 hundies for lurker aspect. Can we do it? That's the question.
Our forces are under attack.
What for? Trying to drone drill there. I don't know if it worked out, but whatever. I better hope that this works out here.
Our forces are under attack.
Surprisingly enough, one of the least offensive aspects of this campaign has been the location of the pre-placed stuff. Those spores are both pretty useful, even though they're fucking spores instead of something a bit more conventional. Make some domestic sunkens. know what, with this Rat Lurker aspect instead. Yep, so turns out you're a lot more successful when you just sit there and take it like a good little boy, instead of trying to do anything in the early game. But even now, I'm still very limited by... I don't feel safe to push out whatsoever. I can't eliminate the enemy bases because one of them is an objective to not destroy, and the other one is fuck. That I need entirely different tech for. Maybe we can go and poke our heads in over there. Where our upgrades at? Looks like we're actually fully upgraded now. I wonder if we can pick these up. Looks like we are, slowly but surely. See what we end up finding back here. Was this really just it? It's just another thing protecting us from fucking stupidity. They're still only at +1, naturally. Alright. We stock our static defense. Really all it is a delay. For now. Go ahead and poke our heads back in there and see what we can come up with. Still not even sure what this is protecting. It's just a bunch of random shit. As far as I can tell, there's nothing even worth looking at over here. It was just more random shit. So nothing of value was gained by coming over here.
Our forces are under attack.
At least now we can go ahead and grab that base. Allegedly. I really wish this wasn't such a slug, but there seems to be nothing that you can do without a large number of resources with which to constantly throw at your opponents.
We require more minerals.
Alright, well. Time to find out if we got what it takes.
The hive cluster is under attack.
Send that group back over there. That should be more than enough. I can only hope that that fucking shuttle specifically was responsible for going to grab a Reaver and that I slowed it down in some capacity, but I know there's more coming.
Our forces are under attack.
course, the Zerg are here as well. Why wouldn't they be? Depower that. But be still my fucking heart. We might have actually gotten in here and done something for a change. Oh. Okay. Not so bad. I see my base is under attack. Seems to have resolved itself. Finally, that's good. Presumably, I guess it's not the only one or something because we still haven't been able to. Well, I don't know what you want me to do about that one, buddy. But we killed this off, so that's something. Okay, getting somewhere here. Glad I did not see all of my Hydras die to a fucking photon cannon on the cliff. Alright, time to refocus here. See what we can do to get through here without dying a horribly disfigured death. Don't know what the fuck is over there, but... Alright, so I guess they have another one lying around somewhere, which means we have to continue flying around with our very own set of lunatics. So they, the MacGuffin here that the Protoss are using to control us is mind control crystals, apparently. Chaos control ammo. Awesome. Well, turns out when you just bully the shit out of them, everything's fine. Finally kill these stupid photon cannons. I like how these crystals are just lying around instead of being in protective structures or otherwise made him less likely to be harmed, you know, by Zerg who have just had enough with stupid, unfair scenarios. Yeah, fuck that orange exploding forge. Hi. Well, I've basically already done that too, unless they have another base somewhere. Which I guess seems likely, considering they're still sending units in from various spots. No idea where they would be, though. I suppose there must be something down at the bottom right. can't believe they still have another base that they're not using. Like, they didn't even upgrade past their starting upgrades. This guy doesn't even know how to get his AI to upgrade. Ridiculous. Well, hopefully my red AI ally now ally. I almost said now ally. That's me. I'm ally. Hopefully he actually does something. Poke my head in real quick to make sure they didn't rebuild. Hi. Just wanted to quickly pop in and say hi. This is dumb. It's okay, we'll kill the Arbiter eventually. Wow, that was hilarious. You could probably tell what I was trying to accomplish there. Oh, it happened again. Why does it keep happening? That's epic. All the pre-placed carriers that also had +1. May they fucking rot in hell, assholes. Well, as usual, I have to do everything myself. No AI to help me out. No fucking brain cells to help me out either. At least we're almost done with the Zerg campaign. There's only one more mission after this. And this might have actually even been the fucking grand finale. Look at all the units that they have sitting in their base, not doing anything. Not defending. Not even existing. They're only there to waste my time. How despicable. Meanwhile, my ally is spinning with Ultralisks in the middle of the fucking map. Nice guy. That might be their only cyber core. And they can't build any. Well, I don't even think they have any gateways. They seem to be pretty adept at rebuilding fucking. Whatever they're called, Reavers. It's the only thing that they can rebuild at this point. Get rid of that. Oh, my AI ally is still sending more Ultralisks and Guardians. Are they doing anything? They're not even helping me even right now, so no. They're just massing outside the base. Wasn't even an attempt made to make your AI ally useful. Maybe they'll come in here and help me clean up, but I doubt it. Oh, there's still more photon cannons. The AI definitely did not build on their own. This is what it took to win. Just deciding to not do anything in the early game, which is antithetical to my playstyle. And my AI ally still hasn't actually done anything. Oh boy. Of course they have random shit in the middle of the map, and of course it counts as something I've got to destroy. There's a ramp up there at least. Hey, at least my AI ally is doing that for me, unlike everything else I've ever seen them do. I'll still have to go over there to help them out because it's going to take forever for them to kill those pylons. Can't believe the iScript is fucked. Why? Why is it fucked? So proud of you, Red. You did something. It wasn't much, but it was something. Idiot. Well, that was an idiot, and this was a 2-hour video, which I was not expect to. Oh, Protoss Control-y. Gotta love that. 2-hour video I was not expecting to do, so I will quickly run through the most obvious pain points, and we'll take a look at that, shall we? So 1 second while I prepare that for you. Here we are. This is the map. So these two mineral fields completely destroyed mineral harvestability for this base, so the rate that I was harvesting resources was very poor, something I complained about a lot during the playthrough. Definitely something you should keep an eye out for if you are making your own content in Brood War. Just watch out for little quirks like that, because obviously this is something you would figure out if you tested your map once. You would say, oh, my minerals aren't harvesting very well here. I wonder what's happening. And then you would, you know, maybe deduce that. But there, I spelled it out for you. Meanwhile, this base. Oh boy, what to say about this base. I was very put off ever attacking this base. They do start out with 2 Reavers, so I would have been destroyed in the early game anyway. The presence of Reavers at all basically makes the player have to get to a point economically where they can sacrifice a bunch of units, or get to the point economically where they can have held off multiple bases, so they could get to the point economically where they can do anything. Attacks on multiple bases, you know, hold multiple bases. They have to hold that until they can get enough Guardians to make it so that they don't actually matter, the Reavers, that is. I don't think that this AI uses Scouts for defense. At least they didn't for anything against the ground, and same for the carriers. So I actually would have had a fine time killing this base and the top right base with just Guardians, and then only later would I have had problems. The sheer number of pre-placed Reavers definitely puts a stop to any early aggression. The +1 puts a stop to any early aggression. The pre-placed shit puts a stop to any early aggression. This stuff is completely pointless. I thought I got lucky and maybe there was like a base down here or something, but of course not. So there really only are 3 bases that you can take in this map with any reasonable amount of effort. The first one in the middle, mineral only, okay. Pretty shitty place for a mineral only, considering it's like prime target for literally everybody to attack, but whatever. And then you have another mineral only up here, and then all the way on the cross of your map you have across from your starting location you have a gassed base. You need more gas. You really need gas in this map, especially when you're dealing with an enemy that already starts out with a huge advantage in terms of upgrades and pre-placed units. And yet we weren't given any gas. In order to get gas, we had to pry it from our enemy's cold dead hands, or get to the point where you could come down here, I guess, which is what we ended up doing. Now this is apparently their main. It didn't feel like it when we were attacking. It felt like this top right area was their main, but this seems like it was their main for real. I don't actually know where their start location is. I guess I can just set myself to player 6 and control G. Is this player 6? Yeah. So apparently their start location is actually over here, so that's their main in terms of like where the script is started. There is no location over here. Oh, the Nexus itself was the area town. Classic. Don't know what's up with that. Oh, no, actually the start location is over here, and this is an area town, so that is supposed to be their main in the bottom middle, but obviously start location carries a bit more weight, so whatever. Man, it's been a disaster. This whole experience was not good whatsoever, and I didn't even realize that there was a ground entrance to this base. I didn't bother looking. Why would I ever want to? It's not like the Zerg are ever in any danger of dying from the Protoss, and I'm never in any danger of dying from them. They were actually completely pointless, besides like the mid-game attacks where they had a huge number of, they had like 3 Guardians and 6 Hydras, or There was one attack that was kind of weird, which was like 6 mutas, 2 ultras, but that's not very threatening. When the Guardian attack was a bit more threatening situationally, but the protests were by far and away the most annoying part of this map, and it was just because they had so much pre-play shit, and it was just because they had so many reavers. It was just because there was so much to grind through, and also because of the fact that there's so many contributing factors to this issue. It wasn't just that the AI was stupid and just designed in a way to waste your time, but it was also the fact that you didn't have access to an easy gas or easy expansion in general. You had to really fight for it, and you had to wait so long for your upgrades and your units to build up instead of being able to do anything in the early game. It's like you have all this pre-play shit, but it's just there to temper the fact that there's so much pre-play shit for the enemy. It's not there so that you can do something in the early game with that pre-play shit, because if you try that, you will just get fucked. And that's what I'm really want to underscore here, is that not only did we have pre-play shit, but we couldn't even use it until way later into the game. So there's no, reward for trying to act out in the early game. There's no reward for trying to push out into this base. You actually need to attack it from the south to have any chance at actually attacking it sustainably, because of the way that this stuff is set up. If this was like a way that we could secure this area and flank over here, then maybe that would be good. But no, we can't because of this. Stupid. And those are my thoughts, I suppose. That's my quick and dirty thoughts of this map. Obviously, the AI was really dumb. Don't really cover that in this particular review per se, but the layout is designed such, and the resources are designed such, that it really just maximizes the amount of time wasting that you have. And it just feels like this map was not play tested whatsoever. Maybe Zeus is better than me, or was better than me at the game when he made the campaign. Maybe obviously he knew what to expect to some degree, so of course he would know what to expect and what to counter it with, and what the theorized best strategy for it would be. But coming in blind, it was such a miserable experience playing this map, and hopefully I've elucidated why. And that is it. That is the end of our time together. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys for another set of maps, hopefully that are more more enjoyable than this experience was. Bye.